Have you ever wondered what Harry Potter house your favorite fantasy author would be in?
Ooh, I like that question.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite fantasy author?
You probably should. Right? We're going to go over 10 of our favorite fantasy authors and what Harry Potter house we think that they will belong in.
Let's do it.
Starting with
J.K. Rowling?
J.K. Rowling. What one do you think she falls in? So I think there's only two options here. Right? Okay. She either puts herself in Gryffindor or in Hufflepuff. Yeah. There's no way she puts herself in Ravenclaw or Slytherin.
Wait, you don't think she'd put herself in Ravenclaw?
I don't.
Because she's just too, like...
I just don't think... Humble. I think the virtues that she lives for, that they look for, are so specific that it just takes very, very specific people to be in those type of things. Where Gryffindor and Hufflepuff have much more broad virtues that I think are found in much more people. Right. That make it much more likely that it's going to be there. Yeah,
it's got to be Hufflepuff then. I think she's too humble to put herself in Gryffindor.
I don't know. I think she thinks she's brave. And I'm not saying she's not brave, but I think she thinks she's brave, so I think she'd probably end up in there.
Huh. I bet you anything she knows exactly what house she's in.
Probably. And I bet it's Gryffindor, because why would she put Harry Potter in Gryffindor if she was not in Gryffindor?
You're right.
I bet you we could look this up and try and find what house she's actually in.
Shall I do this?
Sure. 5 minutes later.
Right there. It says, J.K. Rowling revealed her house during a live stream in 2012.
Oh, but interesting, on this one it says that J.K. Rowling says Hufflepuff is her favorite house. That it produces the fewest dark wizards of all 4 houses.
Her and I would get along great.
Yeah, I think they would. We have a very, what's the opposite of a closet Hufflepuff? Very out in the open and an unabashed. Proud. An unabashed and proud Hufflepuff over here.
That's me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we had J.K. Rowling. What do you got? What's the?
I have Sarah J. Maas.
Sarah J. Maas. Where would Sarah J. Maas be?
Probably.
What is the horniest class? It's a fair question. All right.
Slytherin. That's where I'm gonna put her though.
Okay. The ambition.
Yeah.
The she potentially could become an evil wizard if she was in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm completely okay with that.
Okay.
All right. My next one's J.R.R. Tolkien. Where would you put him?
Gryffindor.
I wouldn't put him in Gryffindor. I think he'd be Ravenclaw.
Really?
Here's the thing: he's very much an intellectual who made his entire world based around languages he invented. He invented the languages first. He was a teacher at Oxford. Invented the languages first, then decided to invent the mythology to explain the language.
I take it back. He's 100% a Ravenclaw.
It definitely seems like a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Who's next?
V.E. Schwab.
Okay, I've never read any V.E. Schwab, so give me a lowdown of why she would fit somewhere.
I need to read more V.E. Schwab. First of all, I thought V.E. Schwab was a male for like 5 years.
Oh.
Turns out she's not. I don't know what it has to do with anything. Not that gender is a
delineating factor into what class or house you're going into?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a tough one. I don't know.
Okay.
Where would you put her?
Sorting Hat says, I haven't read it, so Hufflepuff. You take all the leftovers. That's what happens with Hufflepuff.
So sad.
That's just what Hufflepuff does.
It's not that sad.
All right. My next one is Robert Jordan. Robert Jordan is the author of The Wheel of Time, as well as a few other novels. Robert Jordan is actually a pen name. I don't remember his real name, but he's a beloved fantasy author. And I would put him...
Too bad there's no...
You know, I'm leaning kind of Gryffindor here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was just saying, too bad there's no dragon. Because that's where he'd go. Somewhere with a dragon. A lion it is.
Yep. No, I just think that's where he would end up. I think he'd be a Gryffindor through and through. I think those kind of old-fashioned... values, which I really enjoy, but I think those old-fashioned values that appeal to Gryffindor really appeal to Robert Jordan and come through in his writing.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
What do you got next?
Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, Sanderson.
So initially I'm like Ravenclaw because his brain and his abilities. But I could also see him being a Hufflepuff. Mostly because I want to be his friend.
See, and I look at it and say a lot of his writing does remind me of those same traditional values, like Robert Jordan, so I feel like he might fit into the Gryffindor category here. All right, so here's my next one, which I think is a little more controversial here. Where does George R. R. Martin fall? Right? His writing definitely doesn't reflect those kind of traditional Gryffindor values, the bravery, some of those type of things. Has a lot more of the the ambition there. I think Slytherin would be an interesting choice for him there.
Slytherin seems like a fitting one for him.
Yeah. I could maybe see an argument that that's just his characters, but that's all I have to go off of what I know of him. I don't really know him in actuality. So I don't know what house he'd be in, but Slytherin is where I'm putting him in based off his writing.
Okay. All right.
What do you got?
I kind of jumped down YA. Marissa Mayer.
Okay.
She wrote Cinder. Great, well-written series.
Okay.
I think Gryffindor for her.
Gryffindor. Why Gryffindor for her?
Because the characters that she writes have just like, I don't know, a lot of dimension to them. Not that other houses aren't dimensional, but Gryffindor has a lot of dimensions to it.
Does Gryffindor actually have a lot of dimensions to it, or do we just know the most characters in Gryffindor intimately?
It's a great
point. Like, if you knew more of Hufflepuffs and their inner thoughts and feelings, would you feel like they had as many dimensions?
Well, I am a Hufflepuff, so.
Okay, how about people in Slytherin? Or, I actually really want to know, right? We know that Hufflepuff had the least amount of bad wizards and witches, which also implies that bad wizards and witches came from Gryffindor and from Ravenclaw. And in fact, I assume Peter Pettigrew was a Gryffindor by the fact that he was part of the Marauders, and that seems like that was a house-based thing there.
True.
But the real thing I wonder about isn't who had the least bad ones. It's, are there any good ones that come from Slytherin?
There's bound to be good ones that come from Slytherin.
You would think so, but Hagrid does have the line where he says basically every dark witch or wizard was one from Slytherin, which obviously isn't exactly true, but it does make me wonder.
You are a Slytherin.
Sure.
Do you feel like you have evil within you?
I don't know. Give me a wand and we'll see what happens.
All
right. So my next one is Robin Hobb.
You love Robin Hobb.
I do love Robin Hobb. Robin Hobb's like a 70-year-old woman.
He's got the biggest crush on her.
Yes. She is a phenomenal writer. And I'm really excited to finish her Elderling series. Really excited. I just finished the second to last of the series, right? So it's a collection of series. So I just finished the second to last one. And so I'm ready to move on to the last one. And I'm just so excited for it. I'm excited to see the last of the journey there. And I think Robin Hobb is Ravenclaw. And the reasoning is you don't write like 15 books without being incredibly smart to be able to hold it all together. Robin Hobb, I think, is the best example right now of that kind of distributed writing where you're writing different series that are all flowing into a larger narrative. She's definitely doing it incredibly well, and it is finished, which is a step above Brandon Sanderson. Now, granted, Brandon Sanderson is not 70. I think Brandon's going to do a phenomenal job, and I think there's a good chance that he is in Ravenclaw. But he also has a lot of those Gryffindor style things here.
Yeah.
But it is just this interweaving of plot threads across multiple books, across years and generations of things. And the thing I love about Robin Hobb's writing is...
Besides everything.
Yes, I do love... Actually, I read the first series and I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of other people. It wasn't until I got into some of the later series that I really, really enjoyed it. And I actually think you will like the Assassin's Apprentice series, the Farseer trilogy, far more than I did.
I'm really looking forward
because
to reading her
there's
books.
just some more fantasy tropes that are used in it that aren't as much my favorites.
Okay.
But I think you'll love.
Like, oh no, there's only one bed.
Oh yeah, the only one bed trope. No, I don't think that. It might have been used. I don't know. Who knows? All I know is you'll like the love stories. You'll like the progression. It very much has kind of a Mary Sue, somebody that can do anything without really struggling, right? And you like those characters.
I do.
And you see the progression in it, which is fun, and I think you'll really enjoy that. I like some of her later writings where there's a little more depth to some of the characters, and it's not to say that I don't love the protagonist in the Farseer trilogy, because he appears later, and I love Fitz. And I'm really excited because Fitz is who it's going to end with here in the final trilogy. So just love it all, but I think it's definitely a Ravenclaw there. And I just wish Robin Hobb could find the Philosopher's Stone and live forever writing about Elderlings.
So do you disagree with everything we just said? Because I'm sure we could look it up. I'm sure these authors do know what house they are.
Yeah, I'm sure every single one of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you disagree, you can let us know in the comments. Or you can like and subscribe and check out our other videos and find out what else you disagree with.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Thank
As
you
always,
for watching.
I'm Blake.
I'm Jamie.
And we're Blamey.
See ya.
Bye.